everybody. This is Matt Smith, for those of you that don't know me. And for many of you, welcome back. And I appreciate those, who take time out of your journey to watch these. And I hope I could help guide you on the phenomenal journey I've known as life. It's amazing how our eyes can be open to new experiences when we listen for them, isn't it? When we open our eyes to see them. Many of you are in different parts of your journey. And many of us, different group of us has been putting out videos about love, which comes from inside out, not outside in. When you go out looking for love, you could rarely find it. But when you go out to give it, you see that it always shows up. I appreciate those of you who've shared your heart with me and utmost trust. Because as those of you who've watched my videos know, and know me personally, I work very hard to keep my heart a very loving and safe place. There's a lot of changing coming up here in the next few months. There's some events coming up that I'm going to be at. And I know I'm going to meet some of you again. I meet some of you for the first time because you have the same feelings as I do. You want to be the best asset you can to those around you. You're going to face some you may face some criticism in your present for making some of the decisions you do. And as we've all found out, sometimes the best support that you have is not in your present, but in your future, where you're going. There are many things that I may never find here where I'm at, and that's okay. There may be many things you may not find out where you're at, and that's also okay. Because we can go a lot of different places and find a lot of different things. Imagine all the experiences that you've had that you never expected. Some of you that I've connected with very deeply at the soul level. We didn't have to work hard to get there, did we? We didn't have to sell ourselves of how good we were or anything like that. We felt each other's presence. I could feel some of the tears some of you cry when you send your replies to me. And that's good. That means we connected. And I don't take your trust in my words for granted. Maybe some of you have ideas of attending some of these events and you don't know how yet. You know what? That's okay. You don't have to figure out everything right now in the present. But you're going to get there. And the greatest support is going to be waiting for you there once you cross all the barriers you need to. Love is a beautiful thing. Maybe you're still searching. You're trying to attract that special someone into your life, feeling it will complete you. When you're already complete. There's nothing about you that's broken. Maybe you're somebody who's already connected with somebody, maybe married for many years, that have forgot the wonderful blessing you asked to receive. I see examples of those all the time. But when you truly connect with somebody, all the way, mind, body, and spirit, they don't have to tell you very much at all about them anymore. You feel their emotions. You feel the hurt that they have when they see you hurt and there's nothing they can do about it. You feel their happiness and joy because you've taken time to study who they are, their likes, their dislikes. They don't have to remind you every 10 seconds. You don't hold yourself hostage to a job that will fire you when you're no longer needed. Feeling that person's hurt, knowing that you're leaving every day and there's nothing they can do about it and they don't get a chance to see you happy. I've left everything before for the right kind of love. I've liquefied all of my personal possessions nearly into cash and went after them. You know what? I got the best lesson I could, I learned some things about it. I rebuilt my possessions. What are you willing to do to attract what you want in your life and become the example that others could be proud to follow? I'm always here. I enjoy getting questions and you sharing your hearts openly with me of what's really going on. And you see that I work very hard to keep my heart a very loving and safe place. I don't put a price tag on what I could become and what I could become to those around me. Some people do. You're going to hear different examples of, oh, this costs too much. I'm going to go all the way down there. Well, that shows you exactly where they are. At least now you know what category to put them in. And when you get back, you can, you could ask them what they were doing, and I guarantee you they were doing the same thing they did when you left. Feel and appreciate the presence around you and watch it all multiply. Watch all the dreams and everything you've always waited appear quickly. I hope this has helped give you some guidance, and just say thank you again for being a part of my journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.